everybody, it's the Glass Bucket, and welcome back to part 72 of Sailor Moon. Right now, I'm right at the entrance for the next boss battle, so let's get going now. Okay. I didn't think we'd meet a second time. One thing I'm going to say about these bosses, as I mentioned before, they were only in Season 3. I'm not sure how they relate to the manga because I've never read it. I really would like to, but I think they're going to be hard to find to read online, and I know the bookstore back home doesn't sell them anymore, so I mean obviously I can buy them online, but anyways, to this current story they really have no relevance. It's just that Opsu or whoever was bringing back their past enemies, and basically these girls just come in, they say a one-liner, we kill them, and they say another one-liner, and then I move on to the next one. Otherwise they really have no importance. Basically, it was just because the Inner Scouts battled their opposite counterparts, so these are just basically to give the Inner Scouts, I said that wrong, the Inner Scouts fought their opposite counterparts, and this is basically just give the Outer Scouts something to fight, aside from whatever's up after that, and then they do their shit. Let's use fragrance. Oh, and another good thing about this area, mainly this area, leveling up in this area, you get a lot of good items. I get like 4 items per battle, and they're pretty decent items as well. Not that you didn't get any good items with the other scouts, but I've been getting a lot of good items in this area. So yeah, basically I'm just doing the same thing I did in the last battle, and the battle before that, and the battles I'm going to do from now on. Leave Chibi Moon there to defend, because she sucks. I mean, I don't completely dislike her, but she's not very good, and she wasn't very good in this show, other than in Season 4 she could crawl on Pegasus, but I haven't watched Season 4 in Japanese. I've only seen it in English, because obviously I grew up watching Sailor Moon, and then I have like 2 DVDs of Season 4. But Season 4 wasn't that good. And I like Season 3, but I haven't, like, once again, I haven't watched that in Japanese either. So I've only watched it with the English dubs, and the English dubs for Season 3 were pretty bad. Season 1 and Season 2 for the English voiceovers weren't bad, but 3 and 4 were. And then Season 5 wasn't done in English. But about Chibi Moon, she was in seasons, she was in the later half of, well, not the later half, she was in most of Season 2, and then Season 3, and Season 4. Not all of Season 3, though. Because in Season 2, they had this thing with Alan and Anne at the beginning, and then Sailor Chibi Moon comes because she's trying to find the silver crystal, and then she ends up finding Sailor Moon, who is her mom. But Chibi Moon's from, like, 30th century future, and all this stuff goes down, and people try to get her. And then in Season 3, she comes back as Sailor Chibi Moon. That's the first time you see her as Sailor Scout, and then she helps out Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars, and then she's there all through Season 4. Oh, and she's there in the beginning. She's there in Season 5 too. What am I talking about? I guess she's in most of the show. Oh, didn't read it. Anyways, I was finally revived. And that's the end of that battle. That one only took like 5 minutes. Well, I guess I'll just keep going. So, yeah, I don't really mind her, but she's just not really... I don't know, I don't think she's really that important. I mean, yeah, she's Sailor Moon's daughter and all, but she's kind of annoying. And she's not really that good. I did like the part when she turned bad, though. I liked when she was bad. Yeah, I don't really know what to say here, because it's just... right now I'm just going in battles trying to get to the next boss, but the boss battles aren't really that interesting or important because they're just there to have the Outer Scouts fight. See, here's an example of items getting Life Water and Cologne. On the Life Water, I think it revives you with like all your HP or something good like that. But anyways, I don't really know what else to talk about because, like I said, it's just basically the same thing over and over. So I figured, why not talk about the show, about the characters that I like. Even though I've already probably mentioned that, I just don't really know what to say. You do get decent XP here, and it really didn't take all that long to level up, and now they're all almost at level 50 anyways. Here's the next boss battle, so yeah. This time, we'll defeat you. That's annoying. As you can tell, they're twins. So anyways, just use Time Stop and a Fragrance, and I'll defend with those two. Deep shaking, roaring illusion. Based on the guide I was referencing, apparently this battle is harder, but not really much harder. It's just basically because there's 2 of them, which really isn't a big deal considering all the attacks I've been using can attack multiple people anyway, so it's not really a problem. And like I mentioned before, all these bosses you see now, they were in Season 3, and they worked under Dr. Tomo, and they were all trying to get the talismans, but in the end, everybody failed, because they obviously weren't going to get them. The closest one was Yujil. She was the only person who was closest to getting them. She had 2 of them, and she almost got the 3rd one, and then they created the Purity Chalice, which she has like no EP, which was supposed to like do whatever. Anyways, that's what Sailor Moon ends up transforming to Super Sailor Moon with, and then eventually it breaks, but she ends up learning to transform into Super Sailor Moon by herself. But that's their importance to the whole Sailor Moon story. Oh, she got confused or whatever. Anyways, we're out of time now, so at the next video I'll be at the next boss battle. So yeah, bye!